Black men, we are powerful, we are strong, we are necessary, we are needed. And I think so often we just suppress all of our emotions and feelings and don't talk. My hope with that would be that we are able to, one, hold community and have community with each other, but also understand our superpowers, understand these assessments. I think, Black man, I feel you. I get you. Oh, I get you, dog. It is hard, and I hear you, right? So how do we tap into our strengths? How do we understand how we were put together? How do we understand how do we understand us so we can better serve us?
I'm Kim.
And I'm Camille, and this is Enneagram for the Culture, where two dope Black therapists discuss how therapy, Blackness, and the Enneagram come together.
We should do a dance.
When this happens?
Yeah, some type of I'll work on it.
Okay, yeah. You workship that. I'm not a really great dancer, so keep it simple.
Not a dance, just some choreography to just hit on the major. Yeah.
Movement. I think we could really work on that.
Mm-hmm. I will.
Mm-hmm. Today, we get to chat with a dear friend who is a 9. And we want to just spend a little time jumping into what a 9 is, and then a little bit about a topic that he talks about in our interview.
So just a reminder about our 9s. 9s are often referred to as peacemakers. They can appear easygoing, pleasant, calm, and always willing to accommodate. This hides the fact that they want to be independent and have autonomy, especially like an inner sense of peace. If life or people interrupt their peaceful state, they will try to accommodate to keep the peace so they can quickly go back to being calm internally. They don't often express their desires or feelings because they believe it will cause conflict and discord. This causes them to suppress their anger and go along to get along. So those are not just a summary of our 9 folks. And as a reminder, if you want to go back and listen to previous seasons where we've done a deeper dive on who 9s are, you can do that by checking out episode 4 on both seasons 1 and 2.
And so in our conversation, our guest shares that when they were being typed and typing, that there was some confusion between 2 of the numbers. And the 2 numbers were between a 7 and a 9. And that is actually a pretty common mistyping. And a mistyping is where there's certain numbers that look and sometimes can feel similar and people can mistype. And there's certain kind of classic ones. And he shares that one of the ways that he was able to figure out and land on his number was through the help of some another person helping sort of have some discerning questions.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're typing, we can take a test. And sometimes for some people, that's all it takes. But then for some people, it might still feel a little bit stuck, or we might be between 2 numbers, or people might say, oh, but I think you're this, or I think you're that. And there might be this, not conflict, but I don't know if I'm this or that. And so it might be helpful to have someone ask certain questions, whether it's someone that knows the Enneagram really well, knows you really well, or being able to use certain resources that have some of those questions. So the 2 that I really like is a book called The Art of Typing. And they actually break down, here's the questions to ask if you're between a 1 and a 3 or a 7 and a 9 or a 4 and a 6 or whatever. It goes through every single one. So that's a really helpful tool. And then the other book that I like that I think does a good job of kind of expanding what each number looks like is called The Enneagram Essentials. Because what that book does is it really breaks down a little bit more of the narrative. So you'll hear people talk about a narrative approach or a testing approach. And a narrative approach is going to be more of the story of that type and that number. And so you can, with the Essentials book, be able to kind of see which story, which language fits better for me. And another really great way to look at it to figure it out is by listening to different interviews. So listening to different numbers and seeing which which language of this interviewer is really landing on my system in a really comfortable way, and which one feels like a little bit of a not as easy approach when I listen to certain interviews. And specifically with the 7 and the 9, those two can look very similar. And you'll actually hear it in our interviewer's voice, right? He does really sound like a 7 in this very optimistic,
Mm.
upbeat, bright personality. And so 7s and 9s can kind of share that optimism. They are in the optimism triad. 7, 9s, and 2s have this very optimistic outlook on life. And so 7s and 9s have that. And then, as you heard Kim explain, 9s can kind of shy away from conflict and discord. And 7s similarly can kind of want to shy away
Mm.
from discord, but for different reasons.
Mm.
And the behavior of that is going to be different. How the avoidance happens is different. And the motivation for the avoidance is different. But it can look similar. And so that's why those two can kind of be confused.
Some others that I've seen and kind of know somewhat well. So 1 and 3. And like Camille said, this can look like a similar presentation, perhaps in behavior, but the motivation behind it being different. So 1 and a 3, in most cases, they're going to present well. They're going to want to present as if they are, kind of have it together, that they, and that they're good. Oftentimes with the motivators behind that though are different. And I actually think, Camille, you might have given me this language at some point, but one's really like struggling with a belief about being good, and then 3s struggling with a belief about being seen as good or other people's perception of them being good. And so both types can also be pretty efficient. Both types can be pretty practical and like to get stuff done, and can struggle with feelings or connecting with their feelings. Even again, 3s being in the heart triad. So I feel like that's a pretty common one. And then also 8s and 6s, especially the sexual 6, how it can look very similar to, or how those two types can look really similar, both being hard time trusting people and feeling vulnerable. They can both respond to fear in a similar way, where it's kind of like a getting big at it, or asserting their like power over the thing or situation. And they can both be in their head a lot, is something that I've grown to like witness and understand. 8s having access to that 5 space when they're in stress, and then 6s, being a head type, they can be pretty head driven too. So that's how I see those types looking similar, and sometimes leading to being mistyped.
Yeah. So keep that in mind as you listen to our guest, and even as he shares his story of finding out and landing on his number. Well, let's
All
get
right.
into it.
Well, we're excited about today. We've already been chatting with our guest. So we're going to go ahead and jump into introducing him right away, because I can already see him chuckling. He's ready to go. So let us I'm excited to introduce Rodney McCormick. Rodney is a Gallup-trained facilitator and strengths coach, has a passion for coaching and developing young professionals. With over a decade of experience, Rodney began his professional journey as a summer camp counselor at the YMCA in 2010 while attending NC State. He then took on various roles within the YMCA, eventually becoming the Associate Executive Director of Youth Development at the Southeast Raleigh YMCA. In this role, he currently engages with youth and staff across a wide range of programs, from after-school activities to summer day camps. In his new venture as a coach and consultant with Pep Up Consulting, Rodney, also known as the Loud Black Man and part-timepreneur, is dedicated to empowering individuals and organizations to leverage their strengths for personal and professional growth. Rodney's work is deeply rooted in race equity, growth, and development, and he's committed to creating positive change in the lives of those he serves. Rodney lives in Southeast Raleigh with his wife, Anna McCormick, and their 2 daughters and son, where his love for faith, family, and Wolfpack Red runs deep.
Oh, beautiful. Welcome, Rodney.
All that stuff, and then I go immediately to go pack. No, I love my wife too. My wife is beautiful, and our family is awesome. And
But really what I wanted to say was go back. Sir, you said it runs deep. It runs deep.
I just won't comment because we're not going to do that.
Not today. Not today. We're going to all embrace the Wolfpack Red today, right, Karen?
I didn't say that. I just said we won't. I'm not going to. I won't. Welcome, Rodney.
Welcome.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me. I am over the moon excited. So, yay. Yeah.
We love it. We love the excitement.
Okay. So we'll kick it off with chatting about how the Enneagram has shown up for us recently. Rodney, do you have something, or you want me to go first?
Yeah. It showed up for me this week in so many different ways. Because I'm a 9, right? Sorry, I took notes. So this is funny. This actually moves into my 9ness. I took notes, and as I'm going through the questions, it starts getting a little heavier and heavier, right? And I was like, I need a nap. I was like, this is too much. Wow. This is too much. I need a nap. I need just processing all the things, especially when we start talking about therapy, and therapy has been so helpful and impactful to me. I was just like, oh, I'm checked out. I need a nap. And I was like, oh, I'm going to write this down. This is me showing my 9ness.
A real-time example.
That's really good.
That's really good. I need a nap.
Rodney, when I tell you it's so prevalent when working with clients who are 9s, when we start getting to deep stuff, they're like, whew. It happens so often.
I'm just like, I need to go away. I need to hide. I was at work. I was like, I need to hide in the closet, right? I just need
a space of quiet.
That's really good.
That's a great one. That's a great one. Did you go hide or take a nap?
Or did you take your nap?
I powered through. I was like, okay, we're going to push through. And of course it got better, but I think it is super interesting how as a 9, the feelings and the tension within my emotions can get the best of me, where I don't even want to touch them, right? I'd much rather just fall asleep to the world than touch my feelings.
Yeah.
And it's like the rocking of the boat, right? Externally with others, I don't want to rock the boat. Internally with myself, I don't want to rock the boat, right? It's so funny. So,
that's good. It's an incredible segue to how the Enneagram has shown up for me with being a 3, and how I can tap into 9 energy and essence. For me, it's late. So we know 3s don't like to lose. And I've learned that it's not just losing at a game or some type of a competition, but I literally I don't like taking losses. I don't like taking L's, period. And so lately, it's the summer, you're seeing a lot of family and friends. They're events and get-togethers, and people are always so, how's life? And I just realized I've been much more intentional about, so historically I would just run down, oh yeah, life's great, work's great. And that's pretty much where I would stay, is talk about how great work is. But I've been trying to be more, like I said, intentional, and not being so quick to answer that question, really kind of taking a breath. And in most cases, my response is, life is really beautiful. It doesn't mean that there hasn't been some losses or some hard stuff, but overall, life is great. And it's just felt so much better than showing up and feeling like I have to kind of come up with a highlight reel to share with folks. So It's threes that can be hard for us. We like for people to, see that we're put together and that we're achieving and accomplishing and, got it all together. And it's been nice to be more honest and real and authentic and be like, no, like I've had some losses and still, even allow myself to feel that and go through that. Life is really beautiful. Like that's been a part of the beauty is going through some of those like harder times. So I get like, historically, I would want to like fall asleep to that part and totally like not feel it. But it's been a journey to give myself more permission to tap into that.
Love that. Oh, I thought I was still muted, but I'm here.
Yeah. I just said, Kim, you said that in such a beautiful echo. Like I should have let you go first.
No, you should not. No, it was perfect. Like it really, you set me up. It was a beautiful assist. Thank you.
That was great. That was awesome. My apologies to interrupt.
No, we're good.
Oh, no, that's the flow. That's the flow.
Yeah.
So how did you learn about the Enneagram, Rodney? It sounds like you know yourself and your number and your type really well. And so how did you first come across this tool?
Oh, you didn't want to share your No? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
This is someone that's done their homework because we usually do both of us, but this season we're only doing one person. So
Okay.
This is a longtime listener, everybody. Rodney McCormick.
Insert the audio claps right behind me. I learned about it. I remember initially hearing about it through the Y. When was it? Maybe 2012, maybe 2013. I feel like there was a big boom around that time in it. Or maybe it was just or with the people I was around. But the Y being a very the YMCA of the Triangle being a very white Christian place of business, right? It just seemed like the thing that the assessment that white Christians attached to, right? And they just began to talk about it. My colleagues began to talk about it in this like craze, and it was more so not about who they are or the assessment itself, but it was, the guessing game. Oh, I wonder what you are. Oh, like you must be so now I'm like, oh, I want to know what I am really and tapping into that. And I think Anna, my wife, my girlfriend at that time, was really into it too. And she kind of opened it up to me. And then we went on a road trip. Not too long after that, went to Denver, and then from Denver drove to the Grand Canyon. And insert, if you've never seen the Grand Canyon in person, do it. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. But I think there's a podcast. I'm going to mess it up. I really want to say 23andMe, but that's not it.
No, that sounds like something else. Yeah.
But it was this podcast with this lady and this man, and they walked through all of the numbers and talked about like how they all intersect. And that was kind of my first understanding of the Enneagram, and like our pastor helped me. Shout out to Lisa Yaboa.
Yes.
She helped me because many people thought I was even me, I thought I was a 7. So many people really helped. Many people thought I was a 7. They'd like, oh, are you a 7? Like, it sounds like you're a 7. And Lisa, and I was in between. I was like, maybe I'm a 9, maybe I'm a 7. And Lisa told me, she said, well, Rodney, she said, how I imagine a 9 in times of like stress or angst is that they could just go in a corner in the midst of a rocky storm, like on a boat in a party. They could go in the corner and just fall asleep to it. And my eyes lit up and I was like, that's me. So that was really cool to just and she's a 9 as well. So like it was cool to like have that connection and really learn and just how she is interacting as a 9 and like things at times of stress or because I mean stress happens, right? Like high volume, right? High activity, how you can respond as a 9. She was very helpful in that and really helped me pinpoint, okay, like I am a 9. I am a little bit of a sloth. So how do I do that in a healthy way? Maybe, yeah. Right? Like, but like, how do I do that how do I do that in a healthy way? As you guys can see me thinking as I'm but yeah. Yeah. So, and I love the Enneagram now. I think something that's super cool that I would love to dive into is how Strength Finders works with the Enneagram. I think there are things within Strength Finders, Clifton Strengths that like they intersect. Yeah. And I've been like analyzing and assessing myself and my strengths and how that flows into me as a 9 and my wing. I'm not that deeply entrenched in the Enneagram to know. So like I would love to like know about the wings and the arrows. I was learning about the arrows and all those things because it's 3, 9, 6. 3, 9, 6.
Right. Yep.
And 9 is in the gut.
Yep.
Category. So I've been learning I've done a little bit of my research, but I think it's really cool to see how like how I see it is like the Enneagram is kind of this umbrella of personality, right? And then there are some strengths that really connect to how you operate within that umbrella. And then your arrows really help. Like, because I didn't really understand you're 3, right? Kim, and you're talking about you don't like losing. Right. And I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense because one of my top 5 strengths is competition. Right. And I hate losing. Right. So I think there's some intersection between those two assessments. And it really intrigues me.
Well, I'm not familiar with Strengths Finder. I mean, I pretty much just geek out about the Enneagram. So when you do it, if you do it, like you should come back and you can teach us and help us understand where there's some similarities, how they connect. But yeah. You said it, 3, 6, 9. So as a 3 in stress, I can take on some 9 traits, and in health, I can take on some 6 traits. And then for 9s, it's the other way. When in stress, you can kind of look like 6, and in growth, you can look like a 3. I think that's right. You think it's the other way, Camille?
That's correct.
Yep. Okay, Rodney. Tell us how do you notice your Enneagram type intersecting with your Blackness?
I'm really interested in this question too, because just to jump in, because you talked about like the way that you learned it was in a very white Christian space. And so then you learned more about it from Lisa, who's a Black woman. And so, yeah, like how did you notice your Blackness start to swirl around in this? Or your numbers swirl around with your Blackness, whichever way.
That is such a great question. I'm going to go to what I wrote because I could go on a tangent. Oh man, that was a tough one. I think initially I did not notice it, right? And I think now I'm still really trying to adjust to like my Blackness and this, right? Like, or adjust to how society perceives a 9.
Yeah.
and how my Blackness interacts with society.
Yeah.
Right. Or how society perceives my Blackness as well. Right. And I think racism, man, it's such a system, and it's so entrenched, and it's so evil that, like, I'm going down a rabbit hole. So I'm going to share this rabbit hole with you guys.
Yes,
And
please, let us
hopefully
in.
I don't confuse anyone. But I'm like, I think it's hard to determine how, is it the chicken before the egg or the egg before the chicken? Yeah, right. Like, I am a 9 and I know I'm a 9, but did society construct this Black body to be a 9 in order to protect itself? Right? Like, did I have to become a peacekeeper in order to assimilate, for lack of a better word, to whiteness?
Yep.
In order to thrive, or whatever that means, right? Like, yeah, was that a defense mechanism? Was that a coping mechanism for me to be able to, because I was very entrenched into whiteness from, I'd say, I went to a very Black high school, and then I moved to a very, well, kind of in the middle. I went to a very white high school, and then I went to an all white high school in the last 2 years of my high school career.
So wait, did you went Black to white or white to white?
Black to 70% white to only like 1 of 5 Black people in my school.
Got it. Okay.
Right. And
1 of
just
5?
1 of 5. It's crazy. Smoky Mountain High School in Silva, North Carolina. If you know what Western Carolina is,
Yeah.
it is the high school that you drive by as you're going to Western, like 10 minutes down the road from Western Carolina University.
Okay.
So I think, yeah, keeping the peace was me beginning to understand how society views my Black body in a very slow way. And then being praised. Yeah, being praised by administration, by teachers, because they notice my Black body. So now my Black body has to fit within the mold of society, or what they deem as society in this high school. And if I am anything close to what they see as Blackness, then that could be a deterrent for me, or I could be punished for it. So you got to smile and keep the peace and laugh at corny jokes and, right, like, do the thing in order to get through. So yeah, I am still trying to deconstruct and unlearn what it means to be a Black 9 and what is perceived, what people perceive a Black 9 to be. That was a good question. And this is why I appreciate y'all's podcast, because y'all's podcast really helps me, like, understand and see how Blackness fits within all of this, how our Blackness fits within this, or the opposite, how this fits within our Blackness. So
That's right. What a beautiful answer.
That's what I was going to say. He says a beautiful question. The answer was, I mean, yeah, incredible. I very much like understand exactly. We understand that rabbit hole. Yeah, we understand exactly. I mean, it's a part of, how we got started, with the podcast and hearing teachers talk about the Enneagram, but not include, our experience as Black people. And it's like, well, hey, I mean, you may have heard me share this before, but even like figuring out that I'm a 3, like you're not talking about how society didn't include Blackness in representation as far as beauty. And so my community doing their best to make sure I was protected from that and confident and didn't lose a sense of self, really boosted me up. And so that has a lot to do with why I see the world the way that I do, or at times I can enter into a space and kind of exude this like confidence, even if internally I don't feel it. And so all of that, kind of lines up with the type 3 structure, but you're not including that narrative as far as being a Black person. Like that was so pivotal, as far as what motivated us to start this podcast. So I think that that's very much a shared experience for a lot of us.
I have a question for y'all.
Great. I think.
Did you ever get to the other side? I would imagine, from the outside looking in, I would think that y'all are on the other side of like understanding how the Enneagram intersects with Blackness. How was that? If you got to the other side, is it still a learning? Like, are you still learning about that?
Yeah.
I guess this question is like, is there hope? Is there hope because this nation that we live in, this world that we live in is very, there's a totem pole, right? And whiteness is at the top many times, right? So, and going away from that could be, it's like walking through the wilderness, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Right? So like, how did you all get through the wilderness? Or are you still walking in the wilderness?
That would be my response. Because I don't feel like, so if anything, I think the awareness that essentially, there's more to learn would be being on the other side. And then just that commitment to continuing to staying open and learning, like, kind of like you said at the top of the conversation, you have been much more aware this week of like how your Blackness intersects with your type, or the other way around. I think just kind of having that commitment and willingness to like observe and be aware and pay attention. But that's, we're still in the wilderness in that. So yeah, I would say if anything, that being on the other side of it looks like that realization and kind of acceptance that, when essentially there's more to this, there's more to, the way many white teachers or white spaces might present the Enneagram or the different type structures, that there's more to it. And then beyond that being, being willing to journey, and learn.
I think that the answer that came up for me is like, yes, still in the wilderness, but I think it's an annoying answer sometimes, but it depends. There's some spaces and some aspects of myself that I feel, in quotation marks, on the other side, whatever that means. And then there's some spaces that, in some places internally, that I'm still wildernessing through. And that's okay. I think for me, sometimes the other side, in quotation marks again, is the awareness of something and my relationship to that thing, like how I relate to that thing. Am I relating to that thing internally with angst or denial or inauthenticity or rejection? Or am I relating to that thing, whatever it is, internally with acceptance and authenticity and kindness and care and understanding? So like, what the example that you gave about school, like, can I relate to that? To me, I internalize that as a little bit of masking that maybe you had to do as a teenager. How do I relate to the masking that I did as a teenager? How do I relate to the masking that I do now still? And how do I have compassion and understanding for the why in the past and even the why now? So to me, that when I think about the other side of something, I'm really thinking about like, how do I relate with kindness to that thing within me or that thing around me? And kindness, not all the time kindness, but maybe not all the time kindness, right? Because I don't want us to be like singing, kumbaya with everything, but maybe it's less of an angst. So I think it depends and it's an ongoing thing for me. I as I ask myself how my personality and my Blackness are interwoven.
Mm.
Good question.
Thank y'all for answering. There's hope for us, people.
There's always hope, right? Like, I think you wouldn't do your job if there wasn't hope. Me and Kim wouldn't do our jobs if there weren't hope. We'd have different jobs. We'd have different like ways of moving through the world if there wasn't hope.
Speaking of hope,
what is a hope that you have for Black people individually and collectively when you think about Black folks connecting to themselves, whether it is through any type of growth work or the Enneagram or the Strengths Finder, right? Like, what are the ways that you have hope, or what would you like to see happen individually and collectively for Black people?
Yeah, so I have this twofold. For my first, it would be for our young Black people.
Yeah.
I would want them to know, I would want them to find their superpower, for them to know that they are great, and that they are powerful. I think, as old curmudgeons, our view on young people could be a little damaged at times,
Definitely.
right? On our teens and adolescents. And I was listening to this podcast, and he said,
Was it 23andMe?
It's 23andMe podcast.
Jimmy.
Great. That is awesome. And then he said this quote. He said, "The children now love luxury. They have bad manners and contempt for authority. They show disrespect for elders and love chatter in place of exercise." And that was Socrates who said that. Right?
Wow.
So that was Socrates who said that. And sometime between 469 and 399 BC. And I think that many people could relate to those words that he said today. And I think sometimes we, those who don't have a soft heart for our young people, would say the kids of today are different. The kids of this generation, right? And I think it is all generations, right?
Yeah.
I think young people are young people, and we have a task to reach down and help and pull them up. And they I think we get polarized by the negative things that young people do, or just people do in general, right? There are some really good and great stuff that young people are doing, and they are doing it, right? So that would be my first hope, is that our young people know that, like, there is purpose and you are powerful. And if you need assistance with that, I know somebody who'd be great at that. A little plug, shameless plug. But no, I work with so many young people. This past summer, we had multiple weeks with over 250 kids in our care. And we had I work with over 50 to 60 high school to college aged young people who made a commitment to work with kids. Right. And I think that is such a beautiful thing. And I think our world is going to be in an all right place. Right. So that would be to my first hope. And then my second hope, when it comes to assessments, Enneagram, Strengths Finders, et cetera, would be to Black men that Black men, we are powerful, we are strong, we are necessary, we are needed. We 100%. Need community. And I think so often we just suppress all of our emotions and feelings and don't talk. And my hope with that would be that we are able to one, hold community and have community with each other, but also understand our superpowers, understand these assessments. I think, Black man, I feel you. I get you. Oh, I get you, dog. It is hard, and I hear you, right? So how do we tap into our strengths? How do we understand the how we were put together? How do we understand our how do we understand us, so we can better serve us, right? I just think back to like my grandfather and my father and my uncles, and like there wasn't no time to take no assessment. We gotta put food on this table. What you taking an assessment for, right?
Yeah.
Like, we gotta make things happen, period, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think about my grandfather, both of my grandfather who served in Vietnam and like had to come back and get it. And I think it's hard because I think they both help each other. That grit, that determination, that resiliency, but also just understanding how you operate within this world. Because we all operate differently. And if we could, that would be my hope, is that we have the space and time to be able to understand how we operate in this world.
Love that. This is a little pivot, but you mentioned the why and like what you do with the summer, but I'm a huge YMCA of the Triangle stan. I'm on the board at Alexander, and can you share about what your why, because it's not just a gym, and it is a huge. I love one time when I was getting onboarded, they said the gym is the cover for what's actually happening here at the YMCA of the Triangle. And can you share what the Southeast Raleigh Y in particular is doing and what you're doing that's bigger than just summer camp?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for that, Camille. And thank you for being an avid board member.
I'm so excited about I think it's the coolest secret operation that's happening. And especially what y'all are doing at your branch and about race equity, about like housing, about care for, it's insane how much y'all are doing.
So how this all started is we recognize that Raleigh is the place to be. It's on the top 10, or the Triangle is on the top 10 of every who's who list. But what we began to see that in Southeast Raleigh, there was like the data that rose from those census tracts was third world country-esque. So the life expectancy for those who live in this pocket of Southeast Raleigh is 12 years behind anybody else that lives in Raleigh, right? Their children in poverty. It's like over 60% of young people in Southeast Raleigh that are living in poverty. There's an overwhelming amount of food deserts in Southeast Raleigh. So we, led by my supervisor, Dexter Hebert, we began to figure out how we could serve and work alongside community. And we put together a model. So we are a purpose-built community. We work alongside the Southeast Raleigh Promise, Wake County, and DHIC. And our aim is to end intergenerational poverty for the families and members within the Southeast Raleigh community. And we aim to do that by 4 pillars: health and wellness, economic opportunity, cradle to career education, and mixed income housing. And we do all of that through leadership development, and then we have to have a race equity lens. Race has to be in the forefront of everything that we do. Because when we begin to disaggregate all of our data by race, we begin to see a very consistent theme at the bottom. All right, Black and brown people continue to be at the bottom. So how do we intend to engage and love and serve on our community with this big project that we're trying to do? So Ending intergenerational poverty is a big task. So hopefully we can start making chucking away at it. The Stonecutters Creed, right? Just like chucking away at it. But hopefully we can get the task done. But yeah, it's a really, really fun project. Shout out to the Southeast Raleigh Promise, Wake County and Southeast Raleigh Elementary and DHIC with our Beacon Ridge, our mixed income housing development on site. But yeah, everything that we do is through a different lens. So Southeast Raleigh wise, popping. We got everything from curvy yoga to trap yoga to oh my gosh, so many awesome classes and opportunities to serve, right? From food distribution to our summer camps to our pricing. But I think the big thing is our food distribution. Every third Saturday, we still run out of food. So that is a problem, right? And how do we begin to curb that?
Yeah. Thanks for the work that you're doing and the way that you are leading the youth development and leading young people in service and helping them get plugged into the community in meaningful ways, and being a hub for that. Because like you said, one of your hopes is for young people, that they would find their superpowers in the midst of wherever they live. And so I just know that, again, like sometimes we hear the YMCA and we're like, the Y. But it's like, no, this is life-changing work that Rodney's involved in.
Totally.
Trying to do a little something, right? Yeah. Just trying to do my part, right? We all are. Hopefully we all are. So
it matters so much. I'm a product of mentors who see value in youth. One of my mentors, we're going to have her on later in the season, and she recruited me out of high school and gave me a job in youth, and I learned about youth empowerment and how incredibly important it is for youth to be a part of systems and for youth to be sitting at the table when it comes to decision making that especially, impacts them in their community. And we worked in Southeast Raleigh. We worked to address food deserts. Like, if it weren't for that experience in high school, I'm sure I would not have gone into social work and wanted to be a therapist. So all of that to just like it really, really, really matters. So yes, absolutely appreciate the work that you're doing, and we'll continue to, pray for you and
please pray for
however we can.
Because these kids are different breed. I know I was just talking about how generations, they a different breed, y'all. They're a different breed.
You just try to keep up. Try to do the good work.
We got you. You'll be praying.
Hilarious.
I had a follow-up question, like back to, some of the, as you were describing your hopes specifically for Black men and, hoping that that they will like lean into these spaces more. One of my question was, do you feel like we Black people, but specifically, do you feel that Black men, like is there a belief that you're deserving of spaces like this or tools like this where, so like you said, your grandfather, uncles, they're like, what? We ain't got time to do no assessment, and that's fair, right? And what do you think is like beliefs surrounding like just worthiness or being deserving of that, considering all that we have been through or all that we do have to face or all that we do have to shoulder?
I think there is a lot of, y'all about to take me to my therapy session. James, are you back there?
James wrote in some questions for us. Shout out to James.
Shout out to James. Well, I just say that because I've been doing so much work recently around shame.
Yeah.
And that is some hard work.
Yeah.
And I think deserving is such a word. My prayer is that, my hope is that we Black men realize how deserving we are. I think there's some work internally that we have to do within that, though.
Yeah.
Like deserving, right? Like even me saying it now with all of the work I'm trying to do, and that word still feels icky to me. Like deserving? Me? Right? So like, and that's the beautiful thing, is that we are.
Yeah.
Like we are so deserving to have that space and to take up that space. But I think for me, I mean, we're talking about this with my son. He's not, praise the Lord, he's only 15 months now, but like, when are we going to have the talk? Right? Like, I think our Black bodies are like forced to be adults so quickly.
Yeah.
And respond to life in such a quick way. And then you mix in throw in a little dash of like toxic masculinity in there. Woo, like, right? Like you just got all the isms. You got a big pot of ism pie right now, right? So like, I think the beautiful thing is I do think there is space for us to get there. And I think where we were compared to where we are now, I think we've made a lot of progress just in like talking, right? Like I think there are a lot more men in group chats and right, like talking to each other, brainstorming with each other, challenging each other, right? To be better fathers, husbands, men. But I also, I think there is a little bit of like, I think I'm now just starting to see the men that I engage with us go deeper, right? Like we just keep it, we're real good at keeping it at the surface. We are surface keepers, not to generalize a group, but, and I think there's an opportunity for us to go deeper, and be more intentional and, work through that shame and, being able to take up space. But that is such a good question and word, deserving.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for your answer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I also know with the word deserving, I think for everybody, but I also know like from work with nines that word is a hard word for nines in particular. Just because you guys are such
squirming. I was squirming.
Physically felt that word, right? Like, because I think that nines, you guys are so good at the peacekeeping. And again, you sit at the top of the Enneagram, you see everybody's worth, you see everybody's value. And so then to be like, me too, like me, like, oh, I can speak up. Oh, I can take up space. Like, I don't just have to be the one that keeps the peace. Right. Like, and so I think layer, and again, how does the Enneagram intersect with your Blackness? Like Black men in general, shame, deserving. And then you got layered on top, you know, living through the world as a 9, a Black 9, you're like, oh, I that word is hard. That concept is hard to really like step into my deservedness. I don't know. We're gonna make it up.
I like it. What? Yeah. Okay. So you've already kind of hinted at the work that you are doing. Tell us more about your experience with therapy. We love to like shed light on that and have Black people just talking about going to therapy to normalize it. And so, yeah, tell us more about your experience with therapy. And if you have any, like a gem, you know, if there's been at any point anything that you got from therapy that still, you know, you still carry with you or it still applies, still resonates with you.
Yeah. I think therapy has been, I think so many times people will say like therapy is the best and it's been great and and yes, it has been good, but also, man, like I don't be looking forward to that time every now and then. Like, whoo, especially like he is doing some work with me and on me, and like we're going deep, and I'm like, no, you ain't got to be so mean, right? Like just like, sheesh. It's hard. It's hard. I heard a guy say this on the 23andMe podcast.
Yeah, the 23andMe podcast. Yeah. Well, they have a wide range of topics on that podcast. What did they say this time?
It's Darius Daniels, and I think he says, I get a coach to deal with my future. I did a therapist to deal with my past. Right. And like, I think that is something that I've like kept with me and like has been helpful as I've like walked through this journey of like understanding like the past me, right? And like, and all the things I need to work through from the past me, right? To help the future me, right? So yeah, James has been awesome. He's been great. He's also like has challenged me in like, oh, but he's also like my dog. Like we can sit and talk about golf, right? And like talk about how we play. And like he had locks, and we used to talk about like our locks for a minute. So like he was awesome, but also like he is helping me. He is guiding me along the work that I need to do for me. And sometimes the work that we do on us is hard and messy, and like we don't want to do that. That's why we left it in the past, or like left it over there. Well, I don't want to touch that no more. Like, let's focus over here now. And now I am now seeing that like the focus that I have over here, like if I avoid this so much, I'll end up like doing some of the same habits or being that same person that I was over there. As opposed to like trying to just be somebody new. So I got to meet that man full on and just wrestle with him. But no, James has two nuggets. He taught me about facts and opinions. And it was super helpful. We just did an exercise on facts and opinions because I could get in my head a little bit and right, like just like try to see all sides of everybody's perspective and end up telling myself a story that isn't really true. And he helped me just understand facts are verifiable statements. Opinions are personal interpretations of facts, which differ from person to person. So is this a fact or is this an opinion, Rodney? And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Okay. That may be an opinion. And then he really helped me, and this is what's helpful for me, but like feeding my spirit man, right? Like there's a fleshly man and a spirit man, and I have to be able to die to the flesh and feed my spirit daily, right? And what does that look like? How do I begin to build that up? Because when I first started back with him, I was not in a good space. I felt just everything just hit me, right? And I was on a run, and I came back from a run, and I was just all over the place, y'all. So I needed to get some time with him and just like, because I'm avoidant. I didn't really talk about my emotions and my feelings. Yeah. And then it had to, a 5-mile run had to hit me in the face in order for me to really talk about, okay, there's some stuff that I really need to work out here. And I need your help, James. So he has helped me so much in just dealing with me and understanding me, and then understanding growth, that it's like continuous. Yeah. That's the thing I hate about growth.
I'm on the other side.
Right?
We'll be able to check it off the list. Growth, done.
Why do I gotta keep growing, bro? Like, really? Oh, okay, I guess so. Right? He's helping me understand that like there is beauty within that. And like, not every challenge has to be daunting and like that. No, we can embrace challenges with love and light, and also understand that like we are not alone. And also I am loved, right? Like I am there. I don't want to get too spiritual, y'all, but like,
Please.
the Lord delights in us, like really delights in us, like finds joy in us.
Yeah.
And that is such a beautiful thing that I'm still trying to learn and understand because of that shame and not feeling good, right? Not feeling like I am good or I am worthy or I am valuable. But, right, like, the Lord does feel all of those things and more about me. So like it's I'm thankful. Yeah.
We love that. Thanks for sharing how wonderful your relationship with James has been. Thanks for sharing how much you've committed to the hard work of showing up and looking at the past and trying not to do similar patterns from the past and reaching out. Like it sounds like you said, like I needed to reach back out to him, like reaching out when I needed to. Like there's so much there that thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I really appreciate the honesty and authenticity. You know, when I ask folks, you know, like, or if I tell people I'm a therapist, people are like, oh, this is a therapy. It's so great. It's like, okay. Is it? I mean, yes, it is, but we know that it's hard, you know, and that you don't always want to go. And sometimes you might even be like upset or fresh. Like it brings up a lot. And so I appreciate you, you know, not.
Listen, when James got to reschedule, I'd be like, oh.
You're a person too. You got a life.
Hey, cool. We can go next week. We ain't got to do this week. That's fine.
Oh, you're relieved. You're like, whoo, have a day off.
No problem. See you next week.
Yeah.
2 weeks is fine.
I totally get that.
That's hilarious. That's good for me to know if I do have to schedule that. There's actually some clients that are like, no problem.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, yeah. That tracks, actually. That tracks.
It's always really great when you're like, did you want to reschedule? They take a little, they're weighing their options. Do I want to reschedule? They come around.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about how people can connect with you, Rodney. I know we talked about the why, but then also like you're doing some stuff on the side here, some new things. And so, you know, from this conversation, folks have, you know, gotten to hear who you are, what you're about. And so how can people get to learn more, connect, get involved with your work?
Yeah. I am a part-timepreneur. So like I'm engaging in a coaching and consulting journey. So if anybody would love to get in contact around, you know, putting habits together, finding purpose, strength finders, they can reach me on Insta at @loudblackman _loudblackman. Same on TikTok. Or you can also find us at the website of Pep Up Today. So PEP Up today.com. And I'd love to just chat. Also, parents, if you have a teenager, if you have a young adult that's like, hey, they need some direction, that is my wheelhouse. I love working with those young people. So I'd love to schedule up some time. Typically what I do with those parents, and honestly, those are a lot of my clients, high school and college stage kids, is we meet together because we meet as a unit to start off. So parent and our young person. And then once the young person finds me cool enough, then we can start that journey around just discovering self. So I love it. But yeah. Please reach out. The best way is probably Insta. My email it's way too long to communicate.
We can add it in the show notes. So if you would like folks to get you through email, we'll add it in. We got you.
Yeah.
Are you worldwide, or globe? You work, accepting clients like anywhere? Or are you specific to certain?
I would love to be worldwide.
Okay, all right. He's worldwide.
Who's that, Who's that? Pitbull? This Pitbull?
He's Mr. Worldwide. But or is he Mr. 305 and Mr. Worldwide? So is he both?
I'm so shocked that you have answers to this. I didn't know who he was talking about, and you're like, oh yes, Pitbull. He's also known as this.
Who doesn't like Mr. Worldwide? I think he's both. I think he's Mr. 305 and Mr. Worldwide.
I think he is.
Because you know why? His past 305 and his future worldwide. He must have a coach and a therapist.
I thought you were sleeping, Camille.
Pitbull has a coach and a therapist. Everybody out here watching. You gotta have a coach and a therapist.
That's it right there. Follow Pitbull.
And Rodney. Really cool.
So the work is worldwide. And so folks anywhere listening can catch up with Rodney and follow him along and hear the gems and the things that he's doing in this world.
Incredible.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. This was awesome and great. And I laughed a lot. And I appreciate you guys just letting my daughter just peruse over here. Shout out to Paw Patrol. Babysitting all these kids.
Doing the Lord's work right there.
Oh gosh.
Well, you go hang out with them. Turn off the Paw Patrol. Give the Paw Patrol a break.
Yeah.
We're so glad that you joined us and shared so much with us. We do not take it lightly. Your wisdom, your laughter, your work that you're doing in the community, the work that you're doing in your family. So great.
Awesome. Thank y'all. Thank you. And y'all, thank y'all for this podcast. Like, please keep going. Do it. Like I listen. I love it. I share it. So please keep up the great work because it's needed and y'all are needed. So thank y'all.
Thanks for the encouragement. Thanks for the support. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, for sure.
But thank you very much for that.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Camille, go get a nap now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go do something. I'm going to get something.
All right, y'all.
We're gonna be laughing too long for too long. So let's wrap this up. Kim, thank you. Rodney, thank you. And we'll see y'all on the next episode.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.